I've been meaning to do this for so long, and at long last, here goes. We're going to be talking today about how to build a collection of items that you can wear for work. Now, the things that I'm going to show you are the things that I personally wear, and depending on the job that you do and the nature of your work, these clothes won't necessarily work for you, but also how you can incorporate current key trends without having to throw away everything you've got and start from scratch. When I say that you only need a few things, literally, this is it. These things here, this is my entire work wardrobe. You need to start with the basics. Get yourself a couple of pairs of work trousers or skirts or a dress if you're more into that kind of thing. Tops, of which you want a couple of shirts and a couple of fine knit jumpers if you work in a generally air-conditioned office where it can get a bit cold, and then you want maybe a blazer jacket and a couple of overcoats. Starting with trousers, one of the key things to get right is the cut and the fit of them. This is one area where I do think personally that you need to spend a bit of extra money. I used to wear these sorts of trousers from H&M, was where I used to buy them from, and they'd sort of look okay, but then after I'd wash them a couple of times they would normally go out of shape. But more crucial than that, it was the cut and it was the fit. The first pair of trousers I'm going to show you are these are from Club Monaco. Both trousers are navy blue. I think this is another really key thing to do, is if you're looking to build up a capsule collection, think about the colours that work for you. Personally, I think that if you're blonde, greys look amazing. I think that if you've got darker skin and darker hair, I really personally like navy blues. Blacks can be cool, but sometimes they can be a bit harsh, and a navy blue is just a softer way of sort of injecting some colour without being like too colourful. These are high-waisted, they have got button details on the front. They've also got a little nod to the spring-summer 17 trend, which is that the leg length has been cut slightly higher, so it sits just above the ankle. But because the trouser itself is quite a classic style, the fact that it's got that shorter leg length and the button details around here, it's not so quirky and so fashionable that come the autumn I'm gonna have to think about not wearing these anymore. These are definitely a well-made, well-tailored pair of trousers that I can wear long term. The second pair, this is the more classic style of pant, I think. These are from Joseph. Joseph are a really good brand to go with. I'm going to talk about brands in a minute actually, and some of my favourites in terms of quality, average price point, and something that's going to last you a while. These are again a navy blue. The material is beautiful. These are a slightly lighter material than the Club Monaco. The Club Monaco are quite thick. You remember I was saying to you that there are some ways that you can inject key current trends into your look without having to spend a load of money. Really good example here. Key for 2017 are pale pinks, and eventually we're going to see later in the season pale yellows, but pale pinks are definitely something that I'm personally into. I like that sort of pastel-y hue. I think it works quite well. But also you're going to start seeing a lot of bespoke shirts. I'm talking like white blouses, white shirts, shirts that have been cut and designed in a prettier, fancier way to what you might have seen a couple of seasons ago, where everything was quite, almost like, you know those man shirts where they're quite plain? I used to wear them all the time, and actually when I look back I think that they're quite unflattering on me because I've got quite a straight up and down figure. It just makes me look a little bit boyish. But when I wear something like this, it adds femininity, and it's still your classic simple white shirt. This is a great example from Millen, and obviously this also incorporates one of the season's trends, which is ruffles. Another example here, this is from Club Monaco. I actually got this last October, but a great example of where you might buy something, but then moving on, it still works in that collection of pieces that you've got that you wear to the office. This was not actually something that I bought with the intention of work in mind. I was just gonna wear this on my weekend, sort of like with jeans. But it's something that works really nicely when I tuck it into those high-rise trousers. It looks really nice. It still looks professional, it still looks smart, but everything I'm going to show you is really comfortable, it looks really elegant. Still on shirts, and another example here, this is from Reiss. Reiss are a really good brand if you like things that are well made, that hang together, but that are classic. The colour really works with the trends that are going on at the moment. This is slightly less pink, more sort of mauvey grey. The thing for me is when I get up in the morning, I'm normally tired, I just want to grab a load of things, and I want things that all work together. It's not going to take me loads of time to think about what I'm wearing that day. I can literally just pull like the high-rise pair of trousers with like this shirt, let's say, tuck it in, wear my jacket over the top, and it looks cool. One of the knits that I wanted to show you was this. This is from Joseph, and on the back of it you will see this. What I liked about this is with Dior this season, one of their trends that they're going for is this sort of sword fighting look, where a lot of the girls are wearing sort of corsetry and just that sort of look like I don't know the actual word for it, but you know people that do sword fighting, the sort of attire they wear to protect them. That reminded me of that, but also this is a really fine knit cashmere jumper. It's not so thick that you can't wear it underneath a blazer. You could also wear this with a white shirt underneath it. Jackets, right, I'm not someone who actually wears a blazer jacket in the office. I used to a couple of years ago, but I actually prefer wearing a smarter trouser and then a more casual top sort of tucked in. But if you do want something, I'm gonna show you this. This is going to be getting on your nerves because I keep showing it, but it's honestly the most versatile, best thing I've ever bought. This is a little bit pricey. This is from Pierre Balmain. Pierre Balmain is like the secondary line to the main Balmain line, and this jacket here is made from wool, but you wouldn't know it. I'm just going to show you some details there. As you can see, it's not like a wool fluffy jacket, it's a really lovely tailored coat. It sits just below the bottom. So I love wearing this thrown over my shoulders. This is amazing on the weekends, going out to dinner, going into the office. It does everything. It's also such a classic cut. It's such a classic design. The quality of it is amazing. And it's one of those things that I bought it because I knew that I'd be able to wear this for years to come. As things start to warm up a bit, you probably won't want to wear a wool jacket. And one of the other things that I've really learned this season that's really going to be in are trench coats, but like a lighter material trench. This again is from Reiss. Can you tell I have a problem with this colour? I love this colour. It's really lightweight, but it looks beautiful on. When I was looking for a trench coat, and I don't know if anyone's with me here, but I love the idea of those trench coats that sort of hit you mid-calf. But whenever I tried them on, they just sort of swamped me. So I actually looked at this, and this is a much better length. This sits just above the knee. So it's not, but depending on your height, but this on me sits just above the knee, and it still gives the illusion of a longer trench. It's not short by any means, but it's not so long that it sort of creates a tent look. If you do want something, however, that is warm, that is going to take you through these sort of chilly months before we hit the warming up bit of spring, then I got to recommend this. Another coat from Reiss. I have so many of their coats. I've got coats from Reiss that I bought back in 2009 and I still wear them now. They look amazing. They are dry clean, but they're the sort of thing you keep dry cleaning them, they still look amazing. Now we're going to move on to how to incorporate designer into your workwear look. I get so many of you asking me about this, saying like, how do I do it? What bags do I recommend are really good for work? I think it really depends on the sort of industry you're in. If, for example, if I'm gonna go and not necessarily see any clients that day, but if I'm gonna be working with my colleagues, probably wouldn't worry so much about my bag. I might use my Neverfull because I can chuck everything in it. But if I'm going to a meeting where I want to look a bit more professional and possibly carry an iPad to present something on, or like some A4 paper or an agenda, then I definitely would use a different bag. I think that you can absolutely incorporate designer elements into your look. I think the key is to keep it looking professional. Firstly, I'm going to talk about belts. This is a really simple and sort of probably one of the most cost-effective ways of introducing something that's designer to your look without spending thousands. I've styled my look with this belt, which is the like a Gucci belt that I've been using for a while. I particularly like this. This is a good way, if you're into your brands, you can wear this with the outfit. Pair it, this has got gold hardware, pair it with little small gold accessories. A good example is with the shoes you saw me wearing. These are Chanel, which I got at Christmas. I love them because they're so classic. Someone actually said to me the other day, would I wear Christian Louboutin to work? And I have done, but there are certain shoes that I would wear to work and certain ones that I wouldn't. Shoes that I would wear and have worn have been Christian Louboutins that are black and either suede or they are non-patent leather. I think as soon as you go patent, it sort of can start to look a little bit too dressy, but absolutely, I've worn Christian Louboutin to work before, and I don't think, depends on the environment. If I was going to meet someone in a corporate environment, I probably wouldn't wear them, but just like a general business environment, or if I'm going into work and I'm just working with my colleagues, I'm not actually going out to any meetings, then yeah, I wear them. Now for bags. Normally I would use something like Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I like that bag for work because I can throw everything in it, although I do worry that the handles are going to give way. But if I'm going to a meeting and I want something that's a little bit more satchel-like, or if I've got to take a laptop or an iPad or like a pad of paper or anything, then I would typically use something more like this. I don't know the exact name of this, I'm afraid. I will try and find out and I'll put details of everything below. But this is a satchel design bag. It can be worn cross-body. I liked it because it looks like one of those sort of document folio bags, and I felt that it worked with pretty much everything that I wear for work, like the navies through to the whites through to the grey pink tones. I felt like it worked quite well. Then another bag that I use quite a lot is this. This is from Louis Vuitton. This is the Bria in the GM size, which they don't make anymore. If this was in any other colour, I probably wouldn't use it for work, but because the colour is sort of quite neutral, I think anything patent can start to look quite flashy. Even though this is patent, because of the colour, it's looking gold here, but it actually looks quite grey in natural daylight. Again, it's a bag that works really well with any of the clothes you've seen. And with this, I can fit my Mac laptop in, which is like a 13-inch laptop. And then a final example of something you might want to consider is something like a smaller tote. If, for example, you maybe don't want to carry a laptop around, but you might have like an A5 size agenda, this is a good option to consider. This is I think this is a GST. This is a shopping tote from Chanel, but it's in the smaller size. I was using this for a while because it's got a central pocket here that zips, so I used to put my wallet in it and keys. Then on either side it's got an open section that fits an A5 agenda, and I was using this for a long time. I get asked all the time, what brands do I recommend to shop from? Speaking specifically for workwear, the #1 brand that I shop from the most is Reiss. I think that their cuts are really classic. Their designs though always have like a little nod to whatever's on trend. Maybe it's the way it's cut or the colour. So Reiss is really good. Joseph I also recommend. Joseph is a little bit more expensive, but I find that their items have got longevity. They really last. Particularly, I love their cashmere. A couple of other brands to mention are Club Monaco is one. They do really nice trousers, fitted trousers that are great, again, for work or the weekend. I'm really into this. I hate having a load of clothes that are ring fenced on the weekend. One thing I would say about Club Monaco is I find some of their stuff to be really overpriced for what it is. And I've seen a couple of their tops that I was looking at that actually I can get the exact same thing in Zara. And for things like blouses or like these t-shirt tops that they do, some of them are like £300, which I think's a little bit much. So definitely, if there's something that you've seen, have a look in Zara, because normally you can find something quite similar. And then finally, a brand that I probably wouldn't have suggested a year ago, but they have changed their game, Karen Millen. Karen Millen stuff is so well made. It always has been, but I felt that their designs went a bit crazy a couple of years ago. And also, is anyone with me here? All of their tops used to be like crop tops on me. They'd be way too short, and then all of their trousers would be really high rise. And I just really went off the brand. But this season, they have come out with a selection of absolutely banging items that I have really got interested in. So there's some of my favourite brands and tips on how to incorporate designer, how to incorporate different trends, how to build up a capsule collection. I hope you found this helpful. If there are any other videos you want to see, please leave them in the comments below, because I'm always looking to try and like incorporate your feedback into stuff. So let me know if there's anything you want to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.